Hello. Hi, guys. I am so excited. Let me see if this is on. Hello. Hello. Okay. Um, Hi, everyone. I'm really excited for this video. Thank you for joining. Thank you for liking. We have Willow, as always, so we know that it's going to be a good one. How's everyone doing? Happy Halloween. I'm going to figure out a way to fix the lighting, but I've realized that I kind of like it. I kind of like, especially for spooky season, I like how it's a little pixelated and a little blurry. So we're going to keep going with this. Happy Halloween. Hi, everyone. Today's topic is going to be on self concept. And in particular, specifically, we are going to discuss a self concept that gives me chills. So let's just get straight into it. And then I will also answer questions in probably like a couple of minutes because this is actually going to be a very short, simple, sweet self concept that you can adopt. Um, Something that has been so fun has been just kind of like tweaking my reality, right? Tweaking how I see the world, but then also seeing how I don't really need the 3D to satisfy me or the 3D to help me feel the way that I want to feel. And I think that this is leading into what I want to say. So so hello to everyone who is joining. Um, Excuse me, miss. Can you face this way? Maybe not. She's okay. Willow's been in a weird mood today. So, and then also my dog was too. Like they've been in weird moods today, and I don't think it's a full moon. I digress. Okay, this self concept that gives me chills is in alignment to the art of being unbothered. So, like I was just saying, I have noticed that with me just embodying and meditating and altering my reality within, I am no longer really seeking a lot of validation from the 3D. Do you notice? Okay, I'm sorry. I just see this comment right now. Do you notice how time seems to be moving slower? Actually, for me, it's been happening faster. What do you guys think? Do you guys feel time is moving faster or slower? And happy Halloween to everyone. I feel like sometimes it's moving slower, but most times it's moving faster. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, faster. I mean, yeah, I do feel like time is moving much faster and it seems like even today I wrote down in my journal all the things that I wanted to do today, one of them being recording. Like, guys, I have so many ideas. I have so many ideas that I want to create and to just produce out into this world. And then when I get to it, it's like there's something else or like I'm so in the present moment and I'm getting things crossed off my list, but yeah, it's been wild. And then even today I was like, "You know what? No, I really want to go live, so let me do this." Yeah, it's definitely been going faster. It's like the day is going by very quickly and I don't have much time, I guess. But is that a limiting belief? I don't even know. To say that there's a shortage of time. It's not that it's a shortage though. It's just like how life is moving lately. I totally agree, Ryan. Um, yeah, it's been fast for me too. Yeah, I agree. Okay, so going back to self-concept, let's talk about this because what I've noticed is that when you become unbothered, you adopt this identity that is very neutral, right? And when you are neutral and when things don't bother you as much, then you actually have more power than the next person. So let's talk about this power dynamic because I have been thinking about it this past week. dealing with specific people and, in particular, a specific person. There's this old adage that the person who loves the most or loves more is the person that doesn't have the most power. So the person that loves less is the one that has more power. But I want to clarify this because it's not actually the person who loves less, it's the person who has less attachment. And love and attachment are two different things. So when you are looking at this idea of love, whatever that means to you, it can be very conditional. And this is something that I have really been meditating on, this idea of love, this idea of conditions. And when I'm in my meditation, I'm realizing that when I think of lovely things, I'm placing a condition on them. What if I were to go into my meditation and allow the negative thoughts, those negative thoughts to just be free and allow them to remain just as valid as the lovely thoughts? So I started doing this. I started focusing in on just the thoughts that I'm having and validating every single one of them and blessing them and letting them be there and letting them stay there for as long as they want to stay there. And something fascinating has been happening to me. I'm becoming more detached, but in a loving way. And this is big. This is really big because when you can let someone do something, when you can allow someone or allow something to leave your reality or even just not be there for the time's sakes, not that they're leaving, okay, not that they're gone forever, but when you allow things to leave, when you set them free, then there isn't any more resistance. And let's talk about resistance in the sense because I'm actually not, I actually I actually think that resistance is good. And in many, many, many cases, I'm very thankful for the resistance that I have because there's a lot of thoughts that we think, right? So if everything was manifesting that I thought, my world would be wild. And I'm sure you guys can relate to that. I mean, we think so many things throughout the day. If every single thing that we thought manifested, what a time, right? What a time. So it's not that I want to shine a bad spotlight on resistance, but what I do want to say in regards to resistance is that it can help you when you accept the resistance for what it is and when you validate it. Now, stay with me because I'm going to implement this into your self-concept and it's going to give you chills like how it gave me chills. Once you are able to validate everything that's going on, all of the thoughts, all of the circumstances that are happening, and you're no longer resisting, even feeling like I need to do this technique in order to get somewhere because I'm not where I want to be, right? You see where I'm going with this? The intention that you need to be somewhere or that you should be doing something is allowing that experience to stay there. Um, this just like really hit me the other day. I'm like, because I used to feel triggered if I didn't receive a lot of communication. I feel like that has been my number one trigger. As a woman, somebody that is in the dating realm, okay, I would feel like if they were not persisting and pursuing in a consistent way, that would trigger me. Little did I know that it's because I was so triggered by it that I was allowing it to keep replaying in my experience. So then I said, why? Why am I getting so triggered? Why is this something that I'm calling wrong, something that I'm invalidating? Because me invalidating it and me calling it wrong is making it persist, right? I'm giving attention to it, I'm giving focus to it, and I'm just giving it more attention, right? It doesn't matter if it's good or bad attention. It's attention all the way around. So, I was like, "Wait a second. It's actually okay. It's actually okay for that experience to be something that happens in my life. And let's say maybe if it's like, because I know that some situations really are not as um, little, maybe little is the word that I'm thinking of, as small as like somebody texting you back or like being consistent. So let's say if like the situation really is something that like absolutely we do not prefer that in our reality, then soothing yourself on the topic is the way to go. So, for example, in the instance of the text messages and being consistent, because I actually get the ick now if I don't receive consistent communication from whoever the specific person is. Um, I would say to myself, okay, well, divine divine intelligence, infinite intelligence knows exactly what I want, and this is how I soothe myself. I'd be like, if I know exactly what I want and infinite intelligence already knows what I want and it knows exactly how to get me there, then there's really no need to worry because a lot of this stems from anxiety, right? Or fear, doubt, worry, anger, resentment, any of those lower vibrational feelings, they can pop up, right? And when they pop up, it's actually a good thing. So when I was getting triggered by it, I would say, okay, why? Why are you feeling this way? And then I would kind of scale it back and see exactly where that is making me feel inadequate or making me feel invalidated or making me want to invalidate the situation. Because to me, if somebody's not consistent or communicating with me, then that has to deal with a worthiness issue, right? So I don't feel like, whatever the circumstance may be, they could be in the same state as me or they could be long distance. And I would be like, okay, well, they just don't they don't think that it's worth it enough, or they don't feel like it's enough. Am I making sense right now? I don't even know if this is making sense, but what I'm trying to say is I would make excuses and try to make it seem like, "Oh, okay, them not being consistent is making me feel frustrated, but why is it making me feel frustrated? It's because deep down I actually believe that I'm not worthy of consistent communication." Now, when I switch this to saying that I am worthy of it and that actually I'm the type of girl that does receive this type of commitment and this type of communication, not receiving that type of communication didn't bother me, and it actually filtered me into a reality where I don't experience that. So, use this at your own discretion or use it for any other type of trigger that you might have. Again, triggers are not a bad thing. They are very eye opening and they will help you. You have to use that as a tool and use it as, because energy is, or excuse me, emotion is energy in motion. So if you're being triggered by something, then that means that there is emotion behind it. That's what a trigger is. And usually when you feel triggered, that's a lower vibrational energy. But we have to see here, what exactly is that emotion and why am I resonating with it so much? And once you realize, okay, I'm resonating with this reality because I feel like I'm not worthy of attention or love or whatever those emotions might be. If you identify what that is, that's when the limiting belief goes away. That's not when it starts. Once you identify what it actually is, that's when it leaves and you can control your reality. So, um, the self concept that has given me chills and that has effectively changed my life is doing a meditation, grounding myself, breathing, and then saying a story about how I am that girl. So I create a new, and this is big, guys, okay? When you are thinking about yourself in third person, even if you want to say your name, like sometimes it's cringy, but most times it's cringy. But if you're like, Brianna thinks this way, or Brianna thinks that way, Athena, whatever, you can use your name in third person and start to describe yourself as a Sims character and state how your new reality goes. So I'm that type of girl, or I'm that type of man that receives X, Y, and Z. I actually see myself always, always is a really good word. Always and never, those are two really good words that you can use when you're creating this new self concept. I always see myself receiving love in my life. I always see myself receiving many opportunities. I always see myself. So, right, we've got this visual going on and we've got this new self-concept that is allowing us to shift into a reality even if we don't believe it at first, we're still thinking about it. And what you assume to be true, if persisted in, will harden into fact. So I get this question a lot. Do I really need to believe in it? And it's like, the more that let's just say this, the more that you tell yourself the story, the more that you will believe in it. Just I invite you. I invite you to think of something that you didn't once believe in before, um something that was kind of pushed on me by social media about men is that they're uh unemotional, right? That men don't have like a lot of emotions, which yes, men and women, they have their own ways of living, right? And we're all very different and we all vary, but the stereotype was that men don't have a lot of emotions. And then I really started to challenge that, and I'm like, wait a second. Maybe they don't, like, outwardly show it, but to say that they don't have any emotions, and this was, like, this was, like, a weird TikTok thing that they were trying to push onto my feed, which, by the way, TikTok is a wonderful example of how momentum works, but I'll get into that later. But anyways, I was, like, kind of, like, looking at this belief and kind of adopting it, and I'm like, "Wait a second, this doesn't make any sense. It doesn't really align with what I truly believe." Also, women are nurturers. So, what are women nurturing? Like, women have to nurture, like, what are we nurturing? We're nurturing, like, and we're supporting, we're like emotional support, and we're a lot of things to men. So yes, they do need emotional support. Like that's crazy. And now that I think about it, I'm like, even my parents' relationship, they don't that doesn't it's not how it works. So to have like these limiting beliefs or to have these different ideas placed in our mind, at first we don't believe them, right? But then once we have the repetition and once it keeps coming into our reality and we keep giving it attention, that's the most important thing. We keep giving it focus, then we can start to see somewhere in our reality that that's true. Same thing for like if men believe that all women cheat, or like if women believe that all men cheat, like maybe at first they don't believe it, and then over time there are certain things that happen in their reality where they build momentum on it, and then now all of a sudden you can't even shake that belief because that's truly something that they are on board with. So I'm saying all of this because your beliefs are just thoughts that you continue to think, and if you have that repetition and that experience, cuz life experience is the best teacher. If you have enough experience dealing with the same situation over and over again and having the same outcome, aka having the same feeling which produces the outcome, then that's how it's going to stay. And I was listening to Abraham Hicks because she was talking about feelings, right? She said, if you're in a situation that you don't prefer and it's been happening for a long time, 10 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, you haven't changed the way you feel about it. That's it. If you change the way that you feel about it and you soothe yourself or you give yourself a different story, your reality will change immediately. Okay. So, do you have to fully believe it? No, not necessarily. And that's not how beliefs um, well, let's look at what how beliefs are formed. Beliefs are formed by looking at a statement or hearing a statement, going through life, seeing what's going on in life, and creating the assumption. And then once that assumption has been created, once you repeat it over and over again, that's where the momentum and the consistency stays in place. So until you decide to change it with a different feeling or a different thought, it won't change at all. Now, if you are wanting to change drastically, then that means that you're going to have to drastically change your feeling about something. Um, and this actually isn't that hard to do when you become unbothered and when you create a new self concept for yourself that is focused inwardly on how you want to feel, then you will accomplish that. So here's the first tip that I have for becoming unbothered. Okay. The first tip that I have is that you have to care more about how you feel than anything or anyone else. That's probably the biggest thing, biggest advice that I could ever say. You have to care more about how you feel than anything or anyone else. Once you get into that state, and usually, like, if you've been dealing with something over and over and over again for a very long period of time, this is what we would call being sick and tired of being sick and tired. It's like, enough is enough. I'm done feeling this way. I have to change my reality. I cannot stay the same. Some people don't need to get there. Some people can actually just, they can stay in a high vibe and just like switch their thoughts. But for a lot of people, and I'm speaking for myself as well, we have to experience something over and over again and actually realize that, okay, yeah, I don't want this anymore. Enough is enough. We need to change things up. So when you get to that space where you're absolutely done and you've had enough and you're fed up, then you go into this space of disregarding the 3D reality and only focusing in on your thoughts and the thoughts, okay, not invalidating them, but the thoughts that you prefer. Okay. And there's a big difference. When you are preferring something, it's more of a lackadaisical approach. It's more of a point instead of a push. Okay. I prefer this. I prefer that. I actually prefer this. I've seen that. And okay, yeah, that's valid, but I prefer this. So that's what it means to point. And then when you push, right? When you push something and you keep pushing it and you keep saying, I want this because I don't have this other thing, that's where we start to create maybe a sloppier approach, right? A more demanding yet not as effective way of creating our own reality. Let me know if this makes sense, guys. But yeah, it's really all about persisting, not insisting, and preferring, not pressing, not pressing. So to become unbothered means to care more about how you feel than anything else. And usually that will align with a certain routine and a certain way of living that you prefer and that you're not willing to give up for really anyone. So for me, that looks like doing a meditation, and this is just my preference. There's not everybody lives my lifestyle, but for me, I prefer to get out ahead of it every morning and right before I go to bed. Those are the two times that it's just a non-negotiable. Okay. And that has helped me become unbothered a lot because now, because I have created this state of saying, absolutely, no matter what, I'm going to do this, I have a lot more respect for myself. And when you start to respect yourself more and respect your time and your energy, then that will shift up how other people see you a lot. And you won't be willing to do the same things that you did before. So, I think that's all I want to say. If I have anything else, it's really all it's the art of allowing and the art of being unbothered and the art of being unapologetic. It's about getting into a state, which, by the way, whenever I meditate, I get chills. And so that's what inspired this, because my self-concept, it rises and I feel myself get into this wonderful state. It's just a very relaxed state that makes me get chills and makes me feel really good about myself and feel really good and supported. Yes, Willow is extremely unbothered. She's also a really good example. If I'm having like an off day or if I just need a good reminder, I'll look at her. I'll just like stare at her And then I try to read her thoughts. I'd be like, "What would Willow do? If she was in my body, what would she do? What's her advice to me right now?" And usually every time she is like she's like, "Why are you even worried about this? Why are you even life's good. Do you wanna take a nap? Because 'Cause I'm about to take a nap. Do you wanna take a nap with me? Because 'Cause we're about to nap." Yeah, she would be so unbothered, like, absolutely. She does not give a crap. How do I meditate? I like to okay, so there's 2 ways that I like to go about this. Usually, it's in the moment, even if it's not the same meditation each day, I just want to meditate. That's the main purpose. So I wouldn't say that it's exactly, um, how you meditate because there's different ways to meditate. My favorite way, my preferred way is to do either a silent meditation, which really isn't silent, you're still listening to your breath and or the wind, like I go outside. So I like to go outside. There's a place out in the backyard. It's very pretty, it's very serene, and I have a pool, so there's a waterfall situation going on in the back, and so I'll just listen to the water. I like to do silent meditations like that, just listening to my environment or I like to do a guided meditation, something like Abraham Hicks. Abraham Hicks has a lot of good guided meditations. I've also done Joe Dispenza meditations. Those are fine. His voice is kind of different. His voice is kind of different when he does the meditations, but it's all good. I can still tap into what I need to get. Another way, which I haven't done in a while, so I'm just letting you know, but this is something that I've tried before that's been effective, is getting out a journal and then writing down what word resonates with me the most and then meditating on that word. So, for example, I'll write fun probably 50 times or as many times as I want to. I'll just write the word fun and then I'll close my eyes, breathe deeply, get into a state where I feel pretty good, and then I'll start reminding myself of the word fun. And then usually I'll receive visuals of what fun means to me, and then that usually evokes the feeling, and then that's how you get into another state of being. I love meditating in the mornings because it's just amazing. It's just amazing. And I used to do something, because I lucid dream whenever I feel like it, and if I want to, I can do it on a daily basis, but what I've noticed is that I wake up in the morning and then I go back to sleep. That's usually when I do all of my lucid dreaming. I try to meditate, so it's either lucid dream or meditate for me. So now I've woken up and then I wake up around 6 or 7, I'll stop the snooze, I won't snooze, which is tough, okay? It's tough. I won't snooze, I'll go into the backyard, and then I'll meditate, and that actually will allow me to rise a lot faster in consciousness than if I were to wake up at 7, snooze, wake up again, and then try to meditate. For some reason, I'm just not as receptive. It's weird, it's hard to explain. Let me know if you guys have experienced something like that. You're that would be wild if every thought you're that I think you're saying you're right. That would be wild if every thought manifested right away. Thank you for a new perspective on resistance. Yes, of course. I think that, yeah, it's actually it's actually not a bad thing. I actually like resistance, and something that I've been doing now is inviting the resistance in my life where whereas before I'd be like, "Oh, I want this now. I wanna manifest now. I don't wanna be patient. I wanna get things now, now, now," right? But that actually allows you to delay your manifestation because you're thinking about it all the time. And and when you tell the universe, God, source, when you say to God, "Take your time, because 'cause I'm good. I'm good. I'm enjoying all of the manifestations right now. I'm enjoying because right now, like, this current me prayed for this a couple months back. So I'm in a manifestation right now. I'm in something that I thought previously. So I'm like, I'm here right now and I'm going to milk. I'm going to milk the experiences that I wanted because I'm in the ocean right now. I'm actually here right now experiencing something that I asked for. So I'm going to find that thing that I've been asking for and I'm going to milk it and I'm going to feel that appreciation for it and take your time. Because another thing is, I've realized everything does come to me. Everything is working out for me and everything is working out for you. But like, really, everything has come to me in perfect timing. Every time that I think about all the things that I've wanted to manifest, they really haven't been late. Like everything that I wanted has come in the time when I needed it the most. And I'm like, oh, okay. So you really know what you're doing here. You really, you really know what's going on. You even know it better than I do. So I actually don't have to stress. I don't have to worry. You'll give me the signs and I'll act on it because I'm good at, like, our communication is solid. I'm meditating, I'm listening, I'm hearing the voice, I'm hearing the call. And this is another thing too. I remember because I grew up in the church and I remember this phrase that the pastor would always say, and it has to deal with hearing God's voice. Like, how do you know if it's God's voice or not? And that has been huge for me lately. Hearing God's voice. What does that even look like? What does that feel like? How do you even practice that? And it starts with something like prayer slash meditation. That's what Neville Goddard talks about in Feeling is the Secret. When you start to pray, which is just thinking, that is, it's a state of appreciation. That's what prayer is. Prayer is a state of appreciation, giving thanks for what you already have and what is already done. And meditation is the same thing too, because when you meditate, it's pretty much done. You wouldn't be in a relaxed state if it wasn't done. And when you enter this zone of appreciation slash rising in consciousness, then you just realize that, like, oh my gosh, it really is all here for me. Like, I don't need to do anything. There's what do I get to do? What do I get to do? Not what do I have to do? Not what is needed. Another thing is, like, just imagining for the sake of imagining. Now I don't go into my meditations or do prayer. I don't do any of that stuff unless I'm wanting to feel good. Like, I go into these sessions now just for the sake of imagining. I have a couple of things on my vision board that's right behind you guys. And every time I look at it and I think, okay, I want to imagine this, I simply imagine it not for when it's going to manifest, because the emotion is the manifestation, by the way. But I start to just envision it for the sake of how it makes me feel in the moment. I'm no longer actually trying to get the manifestation anymore because I'm using my I'm using the visuals and I'm using the feeling to actually go there. To actually just skip all of it and just get there and just feel it real. And then it just happens randomly in my experience without me putting a lot of effort in there. It's been incredible. It's been incredible. Now I do like a love meditation, which I just talked about in my last live, where I'm accessing the state of love. And tell me why I have gotten approached by more men than in the past 2 weeks than probably this entire year because I've been doing this love meditation, and I have not been thinking about specific people or men. I have been thinking, you wanna know what I've been thinking about? I've been going into this meditation, this love meditation, and I've been thinking about my nieces and my nephews. And I've been thinking about my cat. And I've been thinking about my parents. And I've been thinking about this lovely home that I'm in. I have not been thinking about the problem. I have been in the solution. I've been in the solution. I've been thinking about all the lovely things that are surrounding me. I've been thinking about all of my friends. Like, I have so many friends right now that are having children. Oh, I have like 5 that I can think of right now on the top of my head. of close friends that are getting ready to have children. How exciting. I also have so many friends that are about to get married. How exciting. Just tapping into that love that is all around me has been getting me more attention, even to the point where I'm like, okay, wait, maybe I should just chill out just a little bit. But no, you see what I mean? Like if you just create this consistency and just feel it for the sake of feeling it, it's all on the same vibration and it's yummy. I have this really good trick I learned today for being confident in my manifestation. I would love to hear it, Ryan. When you try to manifest a specific person, do you have to think of them all the time or just every once in a while every day? Oh, I just answered that and now I'm seeing it. Yeah, flex, no, you don't. You don't. That's actually one of the biggest misconceptions because we think that we need to try to control the situation. Look, by the time you have the thought, it's already ready. It's already ready for you. So all you have to do is get out of your own way to experience it in manifestation form. So whatever that person is, whatever frequency they reside on for you in your mind, if you live in that frequency, then it will be attracted to you without you needing to think about it. So, for example, if the specific person means freedom to you, just freedom, okay? They encompass a lot more things, and I recognize that. But for the simplistic example of this, they represent freedom. If you start to focus in on things that bring you freedom, and you start to think about experiences that are freeing or how you feel very free around certain people, around certain friends, family. You can even think about this specific person. I'm not saying not to, but I am saying that if it causes resistance, and you'll know how that feels, you'll know whether or not you should think about them. But you don't have to think about them. You could think about freedom and everything that freedom entails, and attract them in. There's many different ways to go about this. I'm always feeling like I'm running out of time or getting old, and it makes it harder to control my thoughts. Oh, that's okay. That's okay though. I think well, something to help soothe those thoughts are that Sarah, some things that are helpful is to just remind yourself that you're infinite and that you're indestructible. You've got limitless time because you are limitless. You're here in this physical body, but that doesn't mean that it ends there. You're never going to get it all done. And there's actually a lot of things to do here in this lifetime. So sometimes, and I totally understand, it's like I want to be able to do so much all at once and do so many things in this lifetime. But just being able to recognize that you are ageless. I know that we have our physical bodies, but we are ageless, and you you have plenty of time. You don't have a shortage of anything. You're a spirit. You're infinite. You're infinite intelligence. You're source. You're a reflection down here on this earth. And if it feels hard to control your thoughts, then I would I would recommend doing a meditation. If you guys want to, Abraham Hicks is really good for beginner meditations too. So if you go on YouTube, they are free, and you type in Abraham Hicks meditation, there's a little lullaby song, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good, especially for beginners. I even do them. I do them, and I wouldn't consider myself a beginner meditator, but um, yeah, it's self-soothing, which is what that is the name of the game. That is the name of the game. I really like Wayne Dyer's book where it's called Happiness is the Way. Be happy first and everything else will fall into place. We don't manifest the things we want when we're not happy. Yeah, I love that. As we sail through life, don't avoid storms or rough waters. Just let it pass. Just let it pass. Just sail. Always remember, calm seas never make skillful sailors. Yep. Yep. That's so true. I read, I actually haven't read Happiness is the Way, but I did read, what's his other one? His most popular one, it's been a while. Believe it and then see it. I feel like I have it with me. Maybe I don't. I have a fat collection over there, and that's actually not even one of them. So, on their energy frequency, does that mean thinking of how they make me feel, the emotion I feel with them? So, you can do both. You can think of how they make you feel, but if that does not feel good, then think something else. So, this is why even something like what I do with coaching, being able to know yourself, know thyself. This is what the name of the game is. You have to know thyself. If you are saying something very specific and it doesn't feel good, then take it back and go general. Everything is working out for me. It's all right. I don't have to get it done all right now. Everything will happen in perfect timing. I'm the creator of my own reality. What I want desires me. Sometimes this is like a middle. This is that's not like a super general one, but it's general enough, right? What belongs to me will simply find it. I can't mess up. There are no mistakes. There really aren't. Everything is leading me to what I want. So go general. Happy Halloween. Hi, Mike. Go general. And then if let's say, so going back to your question, does that mean thinking of how they make me feel? You can definitely access that, and you can definitely think about how they make you feel if that's what you want to do. If that's how you want to imagine right now, let's say before you go to bed, you're like, I just want to snuggle with this person, right? Then do that. Snuggle with that person in your imagination and let it be that and milk how that feels, right? But on in the same token, if we were working together and you're telling me that this person is poo poo and that you have like so many problems and that there's X, Y, and Z and so many reasons why you can't be together and oh my goodness, I need to think about them snuggling with me, then I'd be like, hold on a second. Maybe, maybe let's not. Maybe let's think about something else that is lovely. Maybe let's think about you. Maybe let's think about how amazing you are and why you are even the type of person that should be snuggled with. How about that? So there's different ways to work around this. It's not that you have to think about the person 24/7. If it feels good for you, then yes. This is why self concept is huge. This is why most people are now only talking about self concept instead of how the person would make them feel. Because when you focus in on yourself, there's very little resistance to that. You building yourself up and talking yourself into a good feeling state and saying that you're worthy of receiving what you want. What you want always comes to you. You're that type of man, you're that type of woman that gets what you want. When you have that type of self concept, imagine being like, I am who I am. That's enough. I'm the best. I'm the priority. I am generous. I love people. I'm easy to love. I love very easily. I don't get bothered by people. People help me out all the time. The universe is always like chasing me down with all these gifts and like amazing people that I get to spend time with. Sorry, I just spooked her. She is a spooky girl too. She jumps all the time. She's a scary kid. Scary kid. But yeah, when I start adopting a self concept like that, imagine if I were to say that to myself on repeat. Now, when I start to think about that specific person, come on, come on. It's so easy, so easy. Child's play, right? I wouldn't even like, it would be so easy to think about that person actually like accepting me and wanting to be with me because I just said I'm the best. I just spent 15 minutes in meditation telling myself that I deserve all that I want. Thank you, divine Sagittarius. Are you a Sagittarius actually? I love Sagittariuses. I love fire signs. I like them all, okay? Let me just be very clear. I love them all, but I love fire signs. My mom's in Aries. Okay, it's very true. Self-concept is very important. If everything falls into place, then I'm Scorpio. Hey, Scorpio. Scorpio rising. Yeah. I don't have any Scorpio in my chart, which is I wish that my chart was more interesting, but it's actually pretty boring. But yeah, self-concept is key, guys. It is so good. All right. So cool. What is your sun if you want to share? My sun is Capricorn. My moon is Capricorn. And then what do you guys think my rising is? I want you guys to guess my rising. Yeah, I love Sagittarius's. What do you do to manifest marriage with SP? I would start well, I would tap into what that version of you is like, and also something that Neville Goddard prescribes back in his day. He prescribed for the women. So if you want a ring on your finger, a rock, to go to bed wearing that on your hand in imagination and just keep doing that over and over and over again and feeling it real like an emotion, but also feeling it real. Like how big is the diamond? How sparkly is it? How heavy is it? um, Start to feel it real, like feel it real. And then do that before you go to bed. And that's helpful. But actually, don't take advice from me for that because I'm not married. So, I mean, my parents have been married for over 27 years. So I have been blessed to see a very good example of what consistent, unconditional love looks like. And they're fantastic parents. I won the lottery. So, I feel like I am kind of qualified to talk about it, but me myself, I've not been in a marriage for that long or in a marriage at all. Okay. Which is another thing. I'm not going to tell you guys. I'm not going to Here's what I am gonna do. I am going to lead by example. So if I've done it, then I will share it with you guys, and I will share you guys exactly what I did to get that result. But if I haven't gotten a result like that, if I haven't manifested marriage, then I'm not going to like tell you guys exactly how to do it. The reason why I bring up Neville Goddard is because he did that. That's what he did. He went to bed. For him as a man, he went to bed. He didn't care so much about the ring. He went to bed at night. And when he did that, he imagined himself holding his wife. And he just imagined that. He imagined holding her and then, well, actually clarify. He imagined himself laying down in bed, like just he's on his back. And he would imagine his wife next to him. And that's what he did. He would feel comfortable. Yeah. But I mean, anything else like relationships, just like overall, like a boyfriend or a girlfriend or like just those type of relationships, I can definitely assist with because I've been there, right? I just wanted to clarify because sometimes, and I know other people have their different ways of coaching, but if I haven't experienced it, then I won't. But yeah, I think that would be a fun idea to do. Play around with it too. Fellow Aries, okay, Mike, I see you. It makes your life more clear being a Scorpio. I've had so many identity crises. My son is Capricorn, Aquarius. My son is Capricorn too, Capricorn, and Sagittarius. Wow. Wow. I read fanfic to help me manifest my SP. That's also very effective. Somebody actually, they asked me in another live what is my favorite novel to read, romance fiction, and sorry, Willow is scratching the tripod right now. She's using it to scratch her head. Um, I do like Lucy Score. She's good as an author. Colleen Hoover. Come on. I'm gonna be basic. I am. If you've ever read not not her It Ends With Us, no, because that book had me That book had me messed up when I read it, so I actually don't recommend that book, okay? If you are watching this live, I do not recommend It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. Okay, I actually feel traumatized by that book. But something like, I don't know, like her cuter ones, the ones that are actually just like not as heavy and just the guy wants the girl, the guy goes after the girl, and the girl is like really cool and she's fun to be around. And she's also a damsel in distress a little bit, but like that's totally fine because like he doesn't care because he's just so into her. I'm trying to think of one. I mean, all I can think of right now is Verity, but that's not even that's like a thriller. But I will say that the guy, the lead male in that book, he was just obsessed with her. He was so clear about her. And I think that that is a lovely if you guys want any type of inspiration for what like how to feel in your meditations, I would think of the word clarity. So really think about how clarity feels, and that should get you there. Clarity, sometimes even love is like what does love mean to me? So like sometimes you have to search around for what that feels like, but clarity is like, oh, this person is sure about me. Ooh, this person, okay. They manifested me. Okay, I see it. Oh my gosh. The Time Traveler's Wife is so good. Ryan, yes. That is such a good book. Will I be able to get my SP even though there's only a I'm not even gonna read the rest of that. I'm not even gonna read the rest of that flex. Mm-mm. Not today on this live. Yes, you can. Whatever it is, yes, you can. If you believe that you can't, then you can't. But if you have the faith of a mustard seed, then go with it. Go with it. Stop playing with me. The thing is, and that's what I hope to convey in my videos is that you don't have it doesn't need to be so much pressure. It doesn't. You don't need to put so much pressure on yourself. In fact, manifesting is something that you're doing right now as you are watching this live. You are manifesting all the time. This is like you everybody can say that they are a master manifester. Every single person. You are such a good manifester that you manifested your soul into your body and are functioning and are breathing without even thinking about it. Like you're not thinking about your heart beating right now. Master. Okay. You're not thinking about the moon that's out right now or the sun wherever you are in this world. Like no, master. You're master. You don't think about how often you blink in a day. Master. You there's so many things that are happening right now. We are born to be perfect. We are born to just do it all. Do it all, have it all, be it all. That's what we're here for. It should just like point and then experience. Yes, Henry Ford. I had to whip that out. Whether you think you can or can't, either way, you're right. Exactly. Yep. We love Henry. Henry's good. And it's also a matter of if it's relevant or not. And something that because I created that course a couple months back on how to manifest a specific person, and I intentionally called it divine love because what I've noticed is that I become very headstrong, right? It's the Capricorn in me. What can I say? It's the Capricorn in me. So I would become very headstrong, and when I want something, I want that and only that. Even if there's like I'm that type of person that'd be like, "Oh, I want $500, $500." And God's trying to give me like 2,000. But I'm like, "Oh, I just want this cuz this is what I see and this is the only thing that I'm like wanting because I just want it so bad." Right? So then God's like, "Okay, fine. We'll give her the 500 when she could have had 2,000 or 3,000." Like it's just one of those things. So anyway, I digress. When I created this course, I was doing it for myself and I realized that in any of the previous SPs that I attracted, it was short lived because I was asking for more than what that experience was going to bring me. And that's exactly why I called it divine love. Because when you ask for, it's one thing to just ask for the specific person. You absolutely can get that. I promise you, it's like your birthright. Okay. The law of assumption is true. What you assume to be true will harden into fact if persisted in. Bottom line, it's not like nobody is an exception. It doesn't matter if it's like, ooh, maybe can I? No, you can have it. So the thing is, now that you know you can attract anything that you want, you can have any relationship that you want, you can be anyone that you want. Now that you know this, it's like, what do I want to choose? What do I want to actually do with this information? Now that I know that I can create the good, bad, and the ugly, that I'm doing that right now in my life, what do I actually want to pan out? So, again, going back to my story, I would start like manifesting back these old relationships, and it was not satisfactory because I was just wanting that thing and I should have been asking for more, is what I'm trying to say. Not to say that that person that you attract back can't give you more of that, but sometimes it's just whether or not it's relevant. Like if I'm asking for divine love, if I'm asking for the person that's going to be on my optimal timeline, the highest version of myself is linking with this other highest version of themselves. If I'm asking for that, then one, I need to buckle down on my self concept. Like we need to hone in because if I don't, if anybody who's watching this, if you don't buckle in on your self concept, you will attract them back and then they will swoop right out. That's what happened to me. That's my experience. And this is like vibrationally correct. This is vibrationally correct. So let's say you're working on yourself, everything's good. They come back into your experience and then you go back to the old patterns of thinking, then they swoop back out. Okay. So it's very important no matter what you do, if you're asking for divine love, if you're asking for retribution, closure, whatever you need to experience with said specific person, the most important thing is going to be laying in that foundation of who you are and what you expect out of any relationship in your life. Because again, if you're the main character, then you have a foundation of living. This is like your standard of how you're going to live your life. Anyone who enters into your life needs to play the role that you've assigned to the theme of your life. So, for example, men are amazing. Men respect me. They support me. They're very protective of me. Like if you make those general statements, right? They don't even need to be that specific. You make those general statements. Any man who comes into your reality must conform to that. It's excellent. Same thing with women, right? Men are really or women are really nice. Women are so friendly. Women are supportive as well. Like they always want to see me win. Women are really, really nice and they're really smart and we help each other out. Those general, that's my life. That's the world that I've created for my Sims character. So now any woman who comes into my reality needs to conform to that. Um, this is this is self-concept. That's how self-concept works. It's how you see yourself in relationship to you and the world. How I see myself is like, oh, I'm very generous. I'm always wanting to give back. I'm always wanting to, you know, whatever the case may be. However you want to create your world, like Minecraft. However you want to create your world, you can absolutely do that. And then there's different tiers, there's different levels. So, yes, again, going back, I just want to say this one more time. Going back to manifesting a specific person, ask for, intend to receive your divine love, your optimal partner, right? Your optimal person. Um, because then, one, it takes the pressure off of yourself to, like, how do I explain this? When you ask for your divine love and you're like, okay, this person is going to be really awesome and really important to me. So I might as well take my time. Like I might as well work on myself and get myself ready so that when they flood into my experience, it's going to be good. Like it's all going to be good. And I do believe that there are many options there. I don't believe in just like, well, it depends. It depends. I think that there's many different timelines and there's many different versions of people. So it just depends on how you want to look at this. Actually, you guys let me know. Do you guys believe in a soulmate, like one person, or do you guys believe in abundance? So just type in abundance or soulmate. Soulmate meaning just one person. Let me know. Yeah, abundance, abundance. Yeah. I believe that I'm the same way too. I think that there's but some will click more than others. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Based off of who you are being, based off of who you're being in that moment, right? T, I can't. Abundance. WTF is one person. LOL, no. Exactly. Okay, Ryan. I think astrology matters a lot. That's interesting. Oh, going back to my rising. Okay. Sun, Capricorn, Moon, Capricorn, rising Taurus. And I've actually like why do people get so not weird, but why do people get really shy about their charts? Is there something that I don't know? Cuz some people are like I'm not telling you my chart. I'm not telling I'm like, "Listen, I'll whatever, I'll be whatever you want me to be. What's up?" OMG, you're a Taurus. Yeah. So I'm actually on the cusp, which a lot of people say aren't like that's invalid. They say that because I don't know. I don't know what to believe in. Whatever. I think that it's just gonna work out. Like I have a lot of friends that are Geminis. I have a lot of friends that are Aries, Sagittarius, right? So then I think about it and I'm like, okay, they say that I'm not supposed to be like super close with people. I don't know. Scorpio and Taurus are supposed to be the most compatible. Are you a Scorpio rising? Wait, are you triple? Triple Scorpio? I think astrology guides you, but it's by no means a death sentence. Yeah, for sure. And that's what fun fact. Virgo sun, moon Aries, Scorpio rising. Ooh, wow. I like that. I like that. I used to think of soulmates, but after the things that's been happening to me, I'm abundant. Mike, no. Mike, I don't okay, it's not funny, but it kind of is like how you've come to that conclusion that there's an abundance because you've had things maybe not preferable in your life. Listen, I think that when you start to feel good about yourself, like when you're finally at this space where you're like, listen, I'm okay. I'm okay. You're not doing anything wrong. You can't make a mistake. It's all going to be there in its perfect timing when it needs to be there. Then it happens. And then you realize like, I'm sure Mike let me know. If you've ever been in a relationship and then all of a sudden there's just like you get more attention from people, it's because you already have it. You're already in the relationship. Thereby, you attract more people that are like, oh, something about them, their energy. That's all they can say, too, right? Their energy. Their energy is so good. Like something about them is attractive or magnetic. Um, yeah, so what was I saying before? What was I Oh, fun fact. Fun fact is that Neville Goddard, he studied astrology heavily, heavily before he met Abdullah. And then once he met Abdullah, then he realized, "Oh, okay, it's just a guide. It's a kind of like emotions. It's an indicator, not a dictator." So, whatever your sign is, there's more yes, there are more compatible signs for whatever like there's signs that are more compatible with others, but that doesn't mean that if your sign isn't compatible that you can't make it work because it always depends on the person and where they're vibrating, their frequency, whether they're vibrating in a good how they live their life is what I'm trying to say. Yes, I love that. Indicator, not a dictator. Exactly. Yeah, so I think that it's very interesting about the like the signs and stuff like that. It helps you understand, but they're also very general too, I've noticed. They're very general. I remember back in my day when um, I was like, I really want to know if this person is for me. And I did like one of this is so embarrassing. I don't know why I'm telling this story. This happened a couple years ago. Okay. Don't judge me. I, you know, those like paid for services where like you text a number, or I think yeah, it was text. I remember it was like a some type of chat where you, like, pay for a psychic or something for, like, 5 minutes or however long, and all she did was ask me what my birthday was and what their birthday was, and then they were like, "You're gonna be like, you guys aren't gonna be friends anymore, you guys aren't gonna talk," or whatever the case may be. So, anyways, I paid this girl, like, too much money. I don't know why I did this. I really don't. Okay, and I understand. Like, now looking back, I'm like, "Ooh, Brie, I don't know why you did that." But anyway, I did that, and it was like a 5-minute thing where she just asked me again for my birthday and then his birthday, and then she was like, "Yeah, you guys are never gonna talk. Like, you guys are not gonna be friends anymore." And that was a couple years ago, and we still talk to this day. So yeah, not sure how true it is. Well, actually, I know what's going on because I teach this stuff. It's all about frequency. So um it's not that it's an indicator. It's not a dictator. If somebody is telling you, like, especially with like prophets, whether you come from a Christian background, whether you are coming from not a religious background and you listen to a psychic, which by the way, it's like prophets are affiliated with Christianity and then psychics are affiliated with the non. It's just whatever label you slap onto it, okay? Um it's always in the present moment. It's, like, right where you are in that present moment. Think about it. The people that are talking about your life and that are, like, accurate, right? Those are people that are able to they resonate with you because they're reading your current energy. They would actually be they wouldn't be good. They wouldn't be good, like, psychics or anything like that if they weren't able to read who you are in this present moment. That's actually what gives them validation. So, yeah, if they can't read you and, like, tell you what's happening now, then you kind of invalidate them for anything that they say next about your future. But even the future is, like or the future that they're talking about is just where excuse me, it's where your present vibration, where your present frequency is at now. So again, you can change it at any point. And a lot of times when you do readings and stuff like that, that's why I don't do them. When you do readings or like when you listen to people other than yourself, they will they will give you information that may alter the trajectory you were on. So let's say you're going super hard in the paint and you're like working on this goal. You're like working, working, working. And then you meet up with this person who tells you, like, oh, you're going to be a millionaire in a week, or like you're going to do this in a week. Like you would probably like change your path in some way or alter it in slightly way. Like even just the smallest slight change in what they're telling you has the ability to change your reality. I trust that this makes sense. I love your struggle stories. It means you are qualified to guide us and you can relate to us. We want to know you understand us. That's a good coach. Oh, thank you, T. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you. Yeah, I've been through some stuff. Not too much. I feel like I've actually been pretty sheltered my life, but it's been good. I still have experienced a lot of things that yeah, I could probably help anyone who resonates with understand it a little bit better. I believe in soulmates, but I don't believe in stressing finding one. I believe life has its way of making us meet them in a seemingly chance encounter. Yeah, exactly. Like the heavens and the earth will be moved when you are ready. I promise you, when you are ready, when you are ready, the person will come flooding in. Bottom line, guaranteed. You can like stamp it. I'm gonna stamp it. You can guarantee you can sign my name with that. When you are ready, that's when the manifestation comes in. So there's literally no need to stress about it. There's no need to stress. Usually when people are like, "Fine, F it," then that's when it happens. The butterfly effect, exactly, yeah. If anything, like, even the smallest thing, you going for a walk or you seeing I saw a hummingbird today, which always changes my trajectory. I don't even know how to explain it, but whenever I see a hummingbird, I just get so excited and I just like I don't know, I just go somewhere in my mind. I just feel extremely blessed to be in the same reality with hummingbirds. It's really cheesy, but they're just so perfect. I love them so much. And they love me. They love me a lot. And they come by me and I have yet to have one land on me. Like I try to get them to land on my hand, but I've been very close to one. Like there's one been close to my nose and stuff. But every time I see them, I just get really excited and I always feel my energy shift when I'm around them. All right. Well, I think that's all I want to say. Okay, so another thing, actually, I'm not done. Oh, it's 1:11. I've been on here for an hour and 11 minutes. I love that. Another thing that I wanted to say is what was it? Oh, for the art of being unbothered, I know that there are a couple books on just being unbothered, but a very simple way to become unbothered is to intend to be unbothered. Like, if you just say, yeah, I'm unbothered now. Like, everything that's happening is working out for me, and there's no need to stress, there's no need to worry. I pray over everything, I worry about nothing, and then you just become unbothered. Like, go into the mirror and you say, "I'm unbothered. Nothing can bother me. I'm unshakable. I'm magnetic. Everything that I want just comes to me very easily." It's as simple I think it's almost too simple. It's like, we want something more. We want give me something else to do. Give me an action item. Give me something to, like, really just, like, hug on to. But, like, an intention is everything. New here, hey! Okay, I love the first name, even though I know I probably will mispronounce it. So we'll just go with BP King. Thank you for joining, and thank you so much for the compliment. Yeah, if you just intend to see this, it starts with the intention. It starts with just deciding. If you just decide, this is what I want, and you're like, yeah, this is, yeah, this is what I prefer. I've seen angel numbers 1111 and 1212. I love that. Okay. Okay. Something that I find really fun is seeing your guys's angel numbers because we all have different ones. So I'm going to share mine and then you guys let me know what yours are in the comments. One of my one there's an angel number that follows me around everywhere, and that is 22. 22 is like all over the place for me. Also, oh, did you guys know that you can assign numbers to people? You can assign numbers to people. 420 period. Okay, okay, period. I like that. 420 is a good angel number. Yeah, you so when I first came to understanding like the angel numbers and all that stuff, if anybody who doesn't know or who's new to the channel just perhaps is stopping on in, if you receive or set the intention to see numbers, they can be associated to different things. And they have like, even if you Google angel numbers, there's like different numbers mean different things. So like 111 means that your manifestation is close, like it's nearby. It means that you're manifesting right now, which you're manifesting all the time, but I digress. 222 has to do with what safety and protection, something like that. 333 is like your angels are guiding you and like you have harmony, you have balance. 444 is like for family, all this stuff. So it goes on, right? 555, 666, all these different numbers. But what I realized is that even the signs are manifestations of what you're intending. And actually, signs are very easy for you. Well, easy in the sense that you don't have limiting beliefs on angel numbers. So if you're like, give me a sign, like I want to see a sign, and then you see 888, then you're like, oh, perfect. Like you will get guidance to go in a certain direction if you ask for whatever you want to see. So, for example, I don't really subscribe to those numbers anymore. I like create my own. I have like my own mental game where if I see 666, which I think stands for it means different things depending on who decided, right? So I think one of the main things for 666 is like you need balance in your life or something like that. And I remember when I was heartbroken, I was so heartbroken. This was a couple years back, and I was trying to manifest a specific person, and I used 666 as the number that they were thinking of me. So then all of a sudden, like I remember being out in LA, I was going on a hike with some friends, and I would see 666 everywhere. And every time I saw that, I'd be like, what's on your mind, sir? Hmm? Thinking about me? Hmm? So every time it would make me like it would remind me of that person. But again, it was just what I made it. 888 can mean abundance. It can symbolize abundance, but it doesn't have to. Same thing with 111, 222. So you can actually make up your own things. So again, going back to mine. 22 is like I love that number. That's just I love it. My license plate, it doesn't have 22, but the numbers add up to 22. Um, Also, like the home that I want to live in is a 22 home. I already know the exact address and it like totals up to be a 22. Um, I love 11. I love 11 as well. 11, 22. That would make sense. That would make sense. So 11, when you double it, is 22. Yes, and 22 is known as a master number. I do recognize that. Yes. And I just like it. I just like saying it. 22. It's nice. And also 539. 539 is a number that I have an attachment to. When I see it, then I think something specifically. Um, it's another one. 310. 310 is the what is it? The what is that called when you have like your state phone number, the thing in the brackets? What is that? I'm drawing a blank. It's like your city phone number, it's like your caller ID situation, whatever. 310 belongs to Malibu. So whenever I see 310, I think of just peace. Area code. Yes, area code, but it's like something else. What is it called? No, I guess yeah, area code is the thing. Yeah, you guys are right. Area code. I don't know why I was thinking it's something else. But yeah, your area code. I like 310. That's a good place to be. Um yeah. And then that's pretty much it. So we have 1212. What does 1212 mean? Oh, 707 is a cool area code. I really like that. Nevada is well, Las Vegas is 702, which I'm fine with. It's fine. It is fine. But yeah. Oh, and then I wanted to go back to zodiacs because I do find this interesting. So zodiacs plus what is it called? Feng shui, or it's called you know how you have like the light and then the dark, right? You have the feminine and then you have the masculine. Let me look it up right now, actually. Hold on. Oh, wait. Let me do an outfit check. Hold on. You guys don't even see my outfit. Let's see right here. Wait. I'm so my outfit has these ghosts. Do you guys see it? They're ghosts. It's so cute. And they have bows a little bit. Yes, yin and yang. Thank you, Mike. Okay. Let me show you guys what's cooking here. Let me show you guys what's cooking. And then I have to get off because I'm going to go to bingo. I'm going to late night bingo with my mom. Okay, that's what we do out here. It's about to get crazy at bingo. Pray for me. Pray that I get a cute little win. And I will have to leave here in a couple minutes. Okay, so this is what you do. You go onto Snapchat if you have Snapchat. And then you click on your sign. Shoot, can you see it? It says Capricorn. Capricorn, right? Capricorn. So you click on the Capricorn and then it gives you your chart. I think we all know this, but if not, come on. Okay. So it'll go through your sun, your moon, your rising, and then it'll tell you more, like your Mercury. Mine's just literally so boring. It's just Capricorn, sometimes Aquarius. Literally, it's not even worth it. Okay. So now when you go to the very end, I want you guys to see how there's like, so look at me. I have no fire in me at all. No fire in me. Literally no. Like no, none at all in my chart. But then look at my polarity. Isn't that wild? So this is on Snapchat. This is something that I found when you click all the way. So you click on your sign, your astrology thing, and then you keep clicking through your chart, and then you'll find your astrological profile. So I'm grounded and pragmatic, loyal to people and priorities. You enjoy working on the next goal or project and keeping the energy high. So I have no fire in my chart. I'm mostly earth and then water and then air. I'm mostly cardinal, 48% cardinal, which I feel like is quite a bit. But then when you look at your polarity, which I find the most fascinating, the yin versus the yang is basically your like feminine versus masculine, but then also like, yeah, how you receive and are received by the world. And 81% is quite a bit of yin, right? So then I looked up what yin was, and let me share it with you guys. I find this so fascinating, and you're gonna totally get where I'm coming from when I explain this to you. Okay. Okay, so check this out. Yin is dark, night, cold, weak, retreating, winter, passive, asleep, and quiet. Whereas we have the yang, which is light, day, hot, strong, advancing, summer, active, awake, and loud. So I want you guys to think about, so this is what I did. I want you guys to think about the leaders, like different gurus and all that stuff. Eckhart Tolle, he's yin. He is like majority yin. This is why I'm like careful to say feminine versus masculine, because I mean we all have feminine and masculine energy in our bodies, but like some people are just naturally like, I'm never going to come on a YouTube video and like assertively tell people what to do. Like I understand my coaching style. I'm way more like, you can do it. If you don't, that's fine. Like I'm very passive. Then I think of people like, so Eckhart Tolle is a great example. He's like mainly yin. But then you have people like who's very yang. Oh my gosh, what's his name? He's super big, super, oh my gosh. That's gonna bug me. He does a lot of conferences. He has a very deep voice. It's very prominent. What's his name? Oh my gosh. There is a guy, he does motivational speaking and he just tours around the world and he does a lot of like he fires people up and he gets people going and he's like really like headstrong and he's very inspirational. What is his name? Hold on, let me look this up. Top motivational. Hold on, let me see. Tony Robbins. Oh gosh. There it is. So someone like Tony Robbins, he is majority in yang. Yeah. He's majority in yang. Um yeah, 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 you guys are on the right track. So Tony, he and you guys can see that. Now it's like becomes more apparent, right? So you have people that are a bit more like quiet, they're a bit more dark, they're a bit more just they're not going to like create this fire. And I think Tony Robbins is actually a fire sign. He reminds me of a fire sign. If he isn't, I would be very surprised. But yeah, so there's like different charts for different things. Also, something that I've noticed is this is probably why I love being around fire signs because my energy is so rooted in yin. I'm very yin based. Hold on. So let me go back to it. So again, this is what you guys do. So you have Snapchat. Oh, this is kind of trippy. You have the Snapchat and you're going to click on the icon right there. You're going to click on the icon and then it's going to show you your profile. You're going to click on your sign, which is the Capricorn, and then it'll show you all of the different like things. Okay? So then you click on it and then you go to the end. And when you go to the end, it'll tell you what your percentage is. And mine says 81% yin. And I always thought that something was wrong with me because my dad, well, both of my parents, I would say, are a bit more yang than they are yin. And like I still feel very motivated and I do feel like I like attack things, but I attack things in a way that's like very calm. I can be fiery, I can be, but it made me feel not so like it made me appreciate myself. Like I was like, "Oh, I don't need to be something that I'm not." Which again, I'm not saying that this is like the end all be all. You know, like you can always change yourself and be whatever you want to be, but I did resonate with that a lot. My 56% is yang. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Do you feel like it's accurate? Because yeah, when I saw that it was 81%, I was like, this explains so much. But yeah. Okay. Well, sorry, what this is Snapchat. So if you go on Snapchat, then it should give you just click on your profile and then it'll show you your astrology stuff. I'm 69% yang. I'm mostly fire and air, but very eighth house and Pluto influence. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. And do you feel like you're more yang than yin? I think somewhere. That's funny. And I think that it's also very telling that I really like listening to people that have that polarity. So, I usually this is very interesting. I listen to a lot of especially when I was learning about manifestation and learning about all this stuff, I love listening to men. I love listening to like Neville Goddard. I like we would have been really good friends if he was here right now. We would have been good friends. I know this for sure. Also people that do have like even if they're a woman, but they have like a lot of yang in them, like they're just like do this, like they're very you guys know what I'm talking about. They're like they kind of beat you on the head with a stick, but like in a good way, right? They tell you what you need to do. Sometimes I think I'm Neville Goddard reincarnated. That's funny. Yeah, he resonates with a lot of us, right? But yeah, that I gravitate towards people like that. Sometimes it can be a bit too much, but it just depends. It really just depends. I really like mixing around with people like that because they bring that side out of me, and I'm able to, like, I usually find that partners are also fire signs or, like, just different than me, because if not, then it can get really just, like, dull. Dull's not bad. It's just not bad, but yeah. I do feel yang. Also, I'm pretty introverted too, so finding somebody that is, like, extroverted is definitely on my list because yeah, I like polarity. I do feel yang. I have a lot of energy. Okay, cool, yeah. I like that. That's awesome. That is so nice. I think that I've been thinking, I've been praying on it, meditating on it, but the idea of dark feminine energy versus light, I think has that's been very popular lately, and, I wanna go somewhere with that. I do wanna talk about it. I do find it interesting, though, that we discuss light and dark femininity, but we don't talk about light and dark masculinity. It's kinda like that isn't even a thing for masculinity, so I do find it I wanna make a video on it. I wanna make a proper video on it. I'm both introverted and extroverted. Yeah, I can modify myself as it requires, and that's really nice to have, is to be able to just kinda go with the flow and shift whenever necessary. That's really nice. Yeah, because I think the way that you can tell if you're introverted is how you refuel. So if you get fuel by being around people, or if you get fuel by being by yourself, that's kinda how you can tell. I've noticed that I feel more fueled when I'm by myself, and then when I go out into the world, then I feel like I can give. I can give a lot. But all right. So it's almost 11. I don't even know if we're gonna make it to bingo, but I'm still gonna try. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much. Self-concepts, keep working on that, keep striving for that, and take your time, okay? Be gentle on yourself. Nobody needs to get it perfectly on the first try or the second or even the third. We've got a lifetime to do this, and then there's more after this lifetime. So you're never going to get all of it done. It's all going to happen in perfect timing, and you can't make a mistake. So, with that, I hope that you guys have a wonderful night. Happy early Halloween. I might go live tomorrow, but don't hold me to it. Okay. Love you guys so much. I'll talk to you later. Bye.